Yes. So it is a group of words that contain. So this independent clause, it can stand it in mind what is independent clause and what is dependent clause. It's actually important. Yeah, we can mention the boy ran away from the dog. Compound sentence, we will have two or more independent clauses that are joined together by. So a complex sentence, it consists of one independent clause and hey guys, I hope you all are doing well and I'm doing good. In this video you will learn an interesting topic. Moreover, you will find this video helpful. Subscribe to our channel and watch the video till the end. Yes. So it is a group of words that contains a subject and a predicate. So a predicate is nothing but a verb or a verb phrase. And a clause may form a complete sentence on its own or it can be a part of a larger sentence. Okay? So and it can be of two types, independent clause and a dependent clause. So first, an independent clause. It is also known as main clause. And dependent clause, we can call it as a subordinate clause. So this independent clause, it can stand alone as a complete sentence and it expresses a complete thought. Okay, this is called independent clause. It can stand alone as well as it will express a complete thought. For example, I went to the store. This is a complete sentence. I went to the store, that is a complete sentence, as well as it is expressing a complete thought. I went to the store, that's it. Complete sentence, as well as I went to the store as a complete thought. Whereas for the dependent clause, a little bit same like independent clause. In this dependent clause, it cannot stand alone and it cannot express a complete thought. Okay. So, all right. Yeah. Keep that in mind. What is independent clause and what is dependent clause? It's actually important. Now let's see the example for dependent clause. For example, although I was tired, I stayed up late to finish my homework. So this is the example for dependent clause. For this, from this we can able to find easily which one cannot stand alone and which one depends upon the main clause. So here we can say, although I was tired, it cannot stand alone as a sentence. Do you think this alone can stand as a sentence? Although I was tired? Mhm. Yes. Yes, it doesn't make any sense. Therefore, it is depending upon another clause which is called the main clause. Because it is, I stayed up late to finish my homework. Even though, although I was tired, is not There, I stayed up late to finish my homework. It makes a complete sentence and it gives a complete thought. Therefore, dependent clause is totally depending upon the independent clause or main clause and it cannot stand alone. You got it? Yes. And now let's see what is sentence. So a sentence is defined as a group of one or more words and they can begin with capital letters and finish with a punctuation mark. It can be full stop, question mark, or exclamation mark. This is a this is called a sentence. It is a group of words, one or more words, and it can begin with capital letters and finish with a punctuation mark, and it can be any punctuation mark such as full stop, question mark, or exclamation. Now, let's see what are simple, compound, and complex sentences. This three types it will be useful to complete a sentence as well as to write an essay. It is necessary that we have to use these three types of sentences whenever you're writing essays or whatever things that you're writing. Okay? So these three categories are simple, compound, and complex. So a simple sentence it consists of one independent clause and that contains a subject or a verb and it is explaining a or it expresses a complete thought. Simple sentence. The explanation is it consists of one independent clause that contains a subject and a verb and it expresses a complete thought. For example, John is playing tennis. This is the example for simple sentence. So here in this sentence, a subject is John and the verb is playing and it expresses a complete thought. So John is subject and playing is verb. And these whole sentence is expressing a complete thought. Okay? Yeah. We can mention the boy ran away from the dog. From this, which one is subject, which one is verb, and does it explains a complete thought? Find it. Okay. So this is a subject and this is a verb and this whole thing makes a complete thought or complete sentence. Okay? Yes. Now the next one is compound sentence. Yes, next free. So, a compound sentence it consists of two or more independent clauses. In simple sentence, we will have only one independent clause, whereas in the compound sentence, we will have two or more independent clauses that are joined together by coordinating conjunctions. Now, in this part, you will use the coordinating conjunctions, which is called fanboys. Okay, the fanboys are for, and, nor, but, or, at, and so. In wherever we are using coordinating conjunctions, that sentence is called compound sentence. Okay, so the coordinating conjunctions are fanboys. These coordinating conjunctions are used to connect words, phrases, and clauses of equal importance and a grammatical structure. And they can be used in a variety of places in a sentence. Okay? Yes. So these fanboys are, let me just write it. For and nor, but, or, it, and so. And they can be used in variety of places in a sentence, including it can be used between two independent clauses in a compound sentence, or to connect items in a list, to join two adjectives modifying the same noun, to connect two verbs in a compound predicate, and finally to join two nouns or pronouns in a compound subject or object. These are the variety of places where we will use these coordinate conjunctions. Yes. For example, John is playing tennis and Mary is watching him. This is an example for compound sentence. Here you can see and in between two sentences. That is a coordinating conjunction and it connects two independent clauses. Okay. So here John is playing tennis that are joined together by a coordinating conjunction and another sentence Mary is watching him. Okay, now I'm gonna give you one more example. Just tell me what which coordinating conjunction will appear in between these two sentences. Okay? Yes. I have a meeting at 10. Wait. I didn't completed the question. Yes. I can meet you for lunch at noon. So in between these two sentences, which coordinating conjunction will connect these two sentences together? Great. So how did you know it is but? Mm-hmm. Mhm. So using the fanboys, you just found which conjunction will fit between these two sentences. Yes, yes. But is the answer. I have a meeting at 10, but I can meet you for lunch at noon. Good. Now the last one is complex sentence. So a complex sentence, it consists of one independent clause and one or more dependent clauses that are joined together by a subordinating conjunctions. We learn what is coordinating conjunctions, but here we are using subordinating conjunctions. Okay, so here a complex sentence, it can be or it consists of only one independent clause and one or more dependent clauses that are joined together by a subordinating conjunctions. The subordinating conjunctions are a type of conjunction that connects a subordinate clause to a main clause. You know the difference between subordinate and main. The subordinate clause is dependent clause and the main clause is independent clause. Okay? So this conjunction connects subordinate clause to main clause in a sentence. That is called a subordinating conjunctions. Now, what are all the subordinating conjunctions? This include whatever we are using: because, after, although, as, whereas, whenever, wherever, while, until. There are more subordinating conjunctions. Okay, I will just give you uh, what we will use regularly. Only 15 subordinating conjunctions: after, although, as if, as long as much as soon as though, because, before, by the time, even if, even though, if, in case, and there are a lot more subordinating conjunctions that we will use in the complex sentences. These are usually used to connect a subordinate clause to a main clause in a sentence. Okay, this is very important in a sentence structure as they help to create complex sentences which had a variety and depth to writing. Okay, because by using these subordinating conjunctions, writers can combine ideas and create more complex relationships between clauses and expresses more complex thoughts. For example, you can see when you are reading an article or newsletter or any kind of books, there you can find this kind of sentences, complex sentences. Mostly the authors use complex sentences to express or to combine the ideas. Okay. This is essential whenever you're writing essays or summarizing something. It is necessary to write using complex sentences. Okay. So let's see example for it. Yeah, great. So I hope then learning this grammar part, how to write the essays using these complex sentences. I hope it will be useful for you to write the essay using the novel. Yeah. So the example is, although John is playing tennis, Mary is not interested in watching him. This is an example that we can say for complex sentences. Although it starts with a complex sentence. It can start or it can be in the middle of the sentence. Okay? It can be either. Although John is playing tennis, Mary is not interested in watching him. So this sentence contains one independent clause, which is Mary is not interested in watching him. So it gives a complete sentence as well as it gives a complete thought. Mary is not interested in watching him. Whereas, although John is playing tennis, it is obviously a dependent clause. Therefore, these independent as well as the dependent clause are joined together by a subordinating conjunction, although. Okay? So, understanding the difference between simple, compound, and complex sentences is important because it will be useful to construct clear and effective writing. I hope this video is helpful for a better understanding of this new topic. I'll meet you all with another interesting video. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to our channel to watch more interesting videos like this.